Hello and welcome to our channel Jeet Ki Pathshala. Today we are going to discuss the remaining part of the physical geography geomorphic process, and we are going to discuss works of glacier. So let's begin without wasting our time. Some regions on the earth's surface still remain covered with snows. So still on the earth's surface there are some places which are covered with snows. The polar regions and the high altitude regions of the mountains like the Himalayas, the Alps have extensive deposits of ice and snow. And still today there are some places like the polar regions or the high altitude regions of the mountains like Himalayas or the Alps have lots of deposit of ice and snow. These vast deposits of ice and snow over the earth's surface contain a total of about 29 million cubic kilometer of water. So the area which are still covered with ice and snow contain a total of about 29 million cubic kilometer of water. Let's move toward the next paragraph. The snow blocks usually move downward following the slope of the surface, and just now we came to know that especially the high altitude or the mountainous regions are covered with snows, and these block of snow usually it come downward through the slopes. Their downward movement is however very slow, and the movement of this block of ice is generally very slow. These move only for a distance of few millimeters to few meters in a day. Generally the movement of these block of ice is very slow. We can say that these moves a few millimeters to sometime a meter in a day. Generally the block of ice moves less than a meter in a day. The slow moving snow and ice blocks when comes down the slopes are called glacier. That means when the snow and ice that present on the high altitude regions and the mountainous regions, when it comes down through the slope, called glacier. The glaciers flow down due to downward pressure of the snow deposits of the upslope zone on the one hand and the force of gravity on the other hand. So the glacier that present on the high mountainous regions, it comes down due to the pressure of the snow deposit and also because of the gravity. Presently about 1% of the earth's land area is under the impact of glacial action. At present about 1% of the earth's total land area is under the direct action of the glacier. Like rivers, glacier also creates different types of features and modify the earth's surface through the processes of erosion, transportation and deposition. Hope you come across with the different works of rivers in class 9. Similarly, glacier also has three types of work, that is erosion, transportation and deposition. And with the help of these three works, glacier also brings lots of changes on the earth's surface. As a result, the region under glacial action have their peculiar characteristics, and because of the movement of glacier forms different types of landforms which creates a peculiar characteristics in the glacial valley. It is important to note that the glacier can be divided mainly into three types based on the situation and environment of the snow covered regions, and these are, at first it is continental glacier, then it comes mountain or alpine or valley glacier, and number third is Piedmont glacier. These glaciers have differences in terms of their location, velocity and action. That means all these three types of glacier are not found in same kind of location. Apart from that, the speed of these glacier are also not same. They create different types of glacial landform based on the varying action of the geomorphic processes. That means due to the movement of these three types of glacier, different kinds of landforms are formed. Because the speed or the velocity of these glacier are different, so the result will also be different. Continental glacier. These glaciers cover extensive areas of the polar regions. So generally continental glaciers are found in the polar region. Northern Canada, Greenland Antarctic, etc. are extensively covered by the continental glaciers. So the name of some places are given here, like northern Canada, Greenland, Antarctic. These are some places where continental glaciers are found extensively. These glaciers move down slope very slowly according to the surface gradient. Gradient generally means slope. That means the movement of continental glaciers is very slow, and it depends on the slope of the mountain. Number B, it is mountain glacier. This glacier originates in high altitude regions of the mountains. So generally mountain glaciers, they origin in the high altitude regions. They are mostly found in the Alps of Europe, the Rockies of North America, and the Himalayas of Asia. Especially mountain glaciers are found in some places like the Alps of Europe, the Rockies of North America, and the Himalayas of Asia. Generally they flow through the valley confined between two ranges. Generally the mountain glacier comes down through the valley that present between two different mountains. They are comparatively little faster than the continental glacier, and the movement of the mountain glacier is generally higher than the continental glacier. Now let's see number C. Piedmont glaciers. Sometimes a number of mountain or valley glaciers move downward and meet at the foot of the mountains. That means sometimes the glacier that present in the different numbers of mountains, it comes together, and finally these glaciers meet at the foot of the mountains. Thereafter they flow further down and cover extensive areas of the nearby plains. And after meeting at a particular point, these glaciers covers further distance and it cover extensive areas of the nearby plains. As these glaciers originate in the Piedmont zone of the mountains, they are called Piedmont Glacier. Such Piedmont glaciers are common in Alaska of North America. Now let's see some erosional features created by glaciers. The glaciers carry some rocks, blocks, stones and sand along with the snow blocks. That means when glacier moves from one place to another, it not only carries snows but it also carries many things like rocks, stones and sand along with it. All these materials cause erosion along their courses and a U-like valley is formed. All these materials, when it moves from one place to another, it causes erosion. And because of the movement, a U-like valley is formed. The materials carried by glacier create deep and steep-sided course with their strong friction. Here you can see, suppose just imagine that here on this top there is a block of ice which will move toward this, and when the block of ice will move from the top to the bottom side, it will also carry large amount of sediments, and when this sediment will move from one place to another, it will create erosion. As a result, this side or this side, it will be very steep. The materials carried by glacier create deep and steep sided course with their strong friction. There forms a horn-like features on the topmost part of the mountains when the mountain sides are actively eroded by a number of glaciers. Let's see figure 1.05. Just imagine that on the top of a mountain there is a block of ice and it is moving. When it moves from one place to another, it carries large amount of sediment along with it. As a result, friction will occur, and that friction will result erosion. So when erosion takes place in all the direction, the top of the mountains will be like a horn. The mountains like the Alps and the Himalayas have such horn-like pointed peaks. So the mountains like the Alps and the Himalayas have such horn-like pointed peak. So this pointed peak is generally termed as horn. Matterhorn is a good example of such horn in the Swiss Alps. So Matterhorn is there as a good example in the Swiss Alps. Hanging Valley is another erosional features created by glacier. Now let's discuss Hanging Valley, which is also an erosional features created by glacier. Like the tributaries which flow to the main river, the tributary glaciers also flow and meet the main glaciers. Okay, so like the tributaries which joins with the big rivers, small tributaries of glacier also get mixed with the main glacier. The main glaciers have their relatively wide and deep valleys, whereas the tributary glacier have narrow and less deep valley. So generally the main glacier have their relatively wide and deep valleys. That means the main glaciers are generally wide and even deep also. But if we talk about the tributary glaciers, these are very narrow and these are not so deep as compared to the main glaciers. The tributary glaciers, while meeting the main glaciers, appears to be hanging over the main glacier, and the point where the tributary glacier get mixed with the main glacier, it looks like a hanging glacier, so we call it hanging valley. So now here you can see this is a tributary glacier and this portion is the main glacier. So this part, as we can say, that it looks like a hanging glacier, we call it hanging valley. This portion is known as hanging valley and the glacier is known as hanging glacier. Later on, the waterfalls are formed when water from the hanging valleys drops vertically into the main glacier, and from that hanging valley later on waterfalls are created when water from the hanging valley drops vertically into the main glaciers. So this much for today. Hope you have understood a little bit about the different types of glacier, and in the next day we will discuss the remaining part of the lesson. And if you have any doubt regarding this lesson, whatever we have discussed till now, please feel free to write in the comment section so that we can improve in our next class. So thank you very much for watching our video. Keep watching our video and don't forget to share, like and comment. And if you are new to our channel, please press the subscribe button.